Hello, hello, hello. We've been talking a lot about similarity and we're going to continue. This is similarity, polygons, and circles. And you'll learn something I find interesting about circles. Okay, similar polygons have the same shape, but typically different sizes. Okay, you see these two guys here? Same shape. Oh, sorry, Siri's interrupting. Go away, Siri. Oh my goodness. Okay, basically same shape. Congruent angles, remember similar congruent, and the sides are in proportion. Okay, and remember what we did in class with the triangles. I put the names down in order and put them under each other so you knew which angles were congruent. I think that's easy for me personally. But now notice the corresponding sides. Okay, corresponding means matching. Everybody with me on that? Wait, beach ball of death. Okay. So AB matches EF. Everybody see that? AB matches EF. BC matches FG. BC matches FG. Okay? CD matches GH. Okay? And AD matches EH, right? Or HE, whatever you want to call it. They all match. And notice that they used all of these letters on top, all of these on the bottom. They kept it organized. That's kind of important. Okay, now check this out. All circles are similar. Okay, because they're all the distance from a specific point called the center, and they're all similar. And if you lined up the centers of them, that's called concentric, with the same center, you'll notice that they're just kind of proportions of each other. Okay, all lengths are proportional because radii and circumference are proportional. Now, what in the heck is a radii and what's a circumference? Okay, radii, it's the plural of radius. The radius is the measure from the center of a circle to a point on the circle. Okay, center to a point. The circumference is kind of like the perimeter of a circle. It's the measure around a circle. Okay, and they're proportional. So the circumference, the formula, C equals 2 pi r or pi d, either one, 2 pi r. And now that we have the calculators, that's the biggest pi I've ever seen. Too bad it's not chocolate pudding. Okay, which is also pi d, by the way, because 2 radii make up 1 diameter. But we'll get to that. All right, so notice every single circle in the universe, the circumference is going to be 2 pi times the radius. Okay, so if I divided that, if I divided the circumference by 2 pi, I'd have the radius. Every single one, they're all similar. Okay, and the angles, obviously there are really no angles. It's a 360-degree angle that's congruent to itself, yes? Now let's look at these. 2 rectangular swimming pools are similar. How far is it diagonally across each pool? Now, we talked briefly about the Pythagorean theorem. We could totally use that. But they are in proportion. Okay? So, and we're probably going to use the Pythagorean theorem anyway. And a video, I don't know if I can find it. It was kind of funky. Okay, when 2 polygons are similar, the ratios of their corresponding sides are proportional. This ratio is known as a scale factor. A diagonal, I speak well the English, connects 2 non-adjacent sides. Notice it's connecting this side kind of to that side. They are non-adjacent. They're not connected. They're not right next to each other. Okay? The diagonals of 2 similar rectangles have the same scale factor. Check that out. All right, but what I want to do first is I want to find the diagonal of the first one. And I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem, okay? Because a squared plus b squared is going to equal c squared. So watch this. I'm going to type it because it's easier for me. No, I'm not. I'm going to write it. I lied. Okay, so a squared, And either of these legs could be A, that doesn't matter, as long as the hypotenuse, the longest side of a right triangle, is C. So watch, I'm going to do 15 squared, and on my calculator, I'm going to basically do the square root of that. All right, so I'm going to do the square root of 15 squared plus 20 squared. And later on, when we learn about 3, 4, 5, and Pythagorean triplets, it's going to be a lot easier than you think. Okay, because watch, if I divided this by 5, I have 3. If I divided this by 5, I have 4. A famous triangle is a 3, 4, 5 right triangle. So if I do 5 times 5, what do I get? 25. The length of this diagonal is 25. Okay, so I have that now. And now I can use proportions to figure out this one. Not that I really have to, but it's all good. So I'm going to say, which ones are easier for us? I'm going to say for now that 20 compares to, is that 18 or 16? I think it's 16. I'll in a second. 20 compares to 16 the exact same way. Now notice I started with the bigger triangle, so I'm going to have to stick with it. The exact same way as 25 compares to what? Okay? So I could do 20x equals 800. 400, I lied, 400. I could do 20x equals 400. Right? Okay, and I'm going to stop this very soon because I don't want it to go on too long, and then I'll just make more videos. 20x equals 400. X equals 20. So these guys are in proportion. Okay, so we used one to find the other. Okay, and I'm going to show you the book's answer in 2 seconds, but you'll see it's the same as ours. Okay. Oh, I lied. I thought I had it. Okay, let's try this one. A junior high wants to build a basketball court that is similar to the high school court. Okay, and the high school courts are 84 by 50. However, the junior high only has room for a court that is 42 feet wide. Okay, wide. So what are we going to compare to the 42? Say the 50, say the 50. Okay, how long should the court be to the nearest foot? They want it to be proportional. And to the nearest foot gives us a hint that there might be a decimal. Kind of hoping not. All right, so 50 compares to the matching side, 42. Okay, and since I started with the 50, I'm going to have to start with the 84. The same way as 84 compares to X. And I'm going to have to pause because I don't know where my calculator is. So hang on a second. Okay, didn't find the calculator, so I did it by hand. Okay, so I did 42 times 84, and I got 3,528. 3,528 is going to equal 50x. Okay, what am I going to do now? Okay, I want to get the X alone. I don't want my X to have any friends, nobody to hang out with, nothing. So I'm going to divide both sides by 50. Okay, and I get X equals 70.56. X equals 70.56. Now let's go back and see what they're looking for here. Okay. How long should the court be to the nearest foot? So is this closer to 70 or to 71? I'm thinking 71. Okay. So it's going to be 42 by 71 is going to be the dimension of the other floor. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop here because I don't want this to go on forever. And I'm just going to pick up again. Back in a minute.